Barrett is 2 years older than her. He'll be like, oh, we gotta watch out for Tristan's mood. Like she's a teenage girl. And he's like, we go in the morning. He goes, Mom, she might be in a bad mood. And then we go and he's like, she's in a bad mood today.
Get ready. It's time. Christina, Katherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Katherine.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli. Welcome back to
the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey guys. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we're back. This is episode 235. And today we're here to go over what to expect and you're expecting. No,
that's not
kidding.
what we're going over at all.
I'm kidding.
That's not
joke.
even close.
We called upon our resident mothers. That's not
Us
me.
too. Us
Yin
too.
and yang or whatever.
Ying.
And
Someone, never mind. That's the inside joke. Someone that we know kept saying ying,
Anyway,
and yang.
yin and yang. And they took it upon themselves to write a list of some things that they wish they knew before they became mothers to, spread the wealth of knowledge. Because, maybe you're about to be a mother and you want to know what people need to know.
And I will say, before we get into this, which we're not getting into right now, you didn't do this, did you? I did not write things that you don't need to know, like things I wish I knew. How much you could love your child. You didn't write that, right?
No.
Okay, good. People say that. They don't tell you how much you'll... Yes, they do.
I think that's one of the only things they tell you.
All the positive things, I'm pretty sure I knew almost all of them before I became mom. Pretty sure I knew all of them. So I didn't write anything positive because I already knew all those.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say mine are necessarily all negative. It's more like just the changes and like how much changes in your life and just
It's
not
giving
even
more
that
like
that's bad.
challenges.
It just is. Yeah, it's very
A
challenging.
lot of mine are kind of negative if when you're not really prepared and when it's like a challenge. But that's like what you need to know.
Yeah,
You
multiple
gotta know
people
that.
have said to me recently some quote that was like, hard is not necessarily bad.
Yes.
Which I think that's what
hard
it is.
things. So
Hard,
I didn't
but
tell
not
you.
bad.
Yeah, I didn't say the easy things such as how much you could love your child. I
How
did not
much you could love
write
your
that.
child.
That annoys me when I see those posts. They're like,
why?
they told me, because I see these posts, they go, they told me just wait until they do this, that, and the other thing. But they don't say, just wait until they hold your hand for the first time. Just wait until they say I love.
They do say
Yes.
that.
I think there's many
Noah's been like, oh,
many country songs written
I
about
didn't
that.
realize my child would hug me. We realized that.
I think we may have.
We realized that.
But I will say, I do see where people are coming from with that. Because like right before I had the twins, this is my first time becoming a mom. It wasn't like my second pregnancy. First pregnancy. I remember going to this like event once, and this mom who was her daughter was like a teenager. She's like, just wait. You're never gonna sleep, or like you're not gonna sleep again for a long time.
That's called shut your mouth.
And I was like, okay, well,
Okay, we need to
you know
never
what?
say that.
Yeah, that's something you cannot prepare for.
Yeah,
anyway,
do
sorry,
not
I'm getting
say
into the
it.
topic.
That is something
Just
that
wait.
that's one of the only things they say though, is you're never gonna sleep. And that's
Actually, no one said that to me.
It's a
I
cruel
feel
joke though,
like
because you
that's-
can't even really sleep in your third trimester. You're
You
already
never-
not sleeping
you're all-
before you
you
have
know,
the
I
kid.
wonder if that's like biological to prepare you.
But
Yeah.
the just wait thing is that needs to go. I think only like really bitter moms say that. So don't say that.
Don't.
Just saying.
Unless you're bitter.
Yeah. Just wait until. Just wait until they're
Like maybe
3.
just say just wait until you love them so much. Try that one.
How about just
Don't
don't
say.
say anything, because
Yeah,
they
they don't
can't
have to wait for anything.
Yeah, maybe.
It's so
just
rude to
is.
say
it's
that.
just gonna happen, and you're just
And
gonna deal
some
with it.
people do get some sleep, I think.
It's
but
literally the
you never
rudest
know.
thing to say. Okay, let's move on. Next. So, highs and lows of the week.
Yeehaw.
I was trying to go first. I'm like, ooh, I go first.
All right, I can go. Or do you want to go?
Tell them, okay?
All right. My low is having an emotional breakdown.
That's tough.
Good times, classic.
That's
but
toughy.
my high is I made an apple pie.
Ooh, that's good.
Such opposite things. Yeah, because the reason was not that you even need a reason, but there was an actual reason that I had a million apples.
Why did you have
my
a million
my son-
apples?
my sons, I'm doing this like homeschool preschool program with them, and the first 2-week module was like all about apples. And so she literally has you buy like 12 different apples, different sizes and colors and stuff, and you're doing all these activities. And then and she's
My
like, at the end, you can bake them. And I literally was just coming to the end of the second week, and they were starting to get like
that's
more
good, not
bruised.
wasteful.
Yeah, so I was able to just, I mean, some of them got bruised because the twins were literally throwing them on the ground. I peeled them all.
You peel
You
and
don't
scrap.
You don't
Okay,
eat the
okay,
skin.
okay,
And
got it.
for apple pie, and then they just had some bruises, so I
Why?
just cut the bruises off. Because it's gross. Have you
Yeah,
ever had?
you don't put the skin in it.
You've
Like
never had apple pie with
weird
skin in it. It is
texture.
not good.
I've just cooked
How did your
apples
pie
and
turn
eaten them
out?
before,
Really
and
good.
the skin wasn't bad. I know.
Yeah.
I don't.
Guys,
You just
listen.
cook
This is
plain
my
apples?
tip to you. If you're gonna make an
Yes.
apple pie,
like apple cinnamon.
omit the
Ooh.
nutmeg. Omit the nutmeg. I don't know why people put that in.
I like
nutmeg. Is
nutmeg.
gross. No,
I
it's
like
not good.
it. I like
It's
it.
a hot take.
No, I'm just telling you. People, I always get
Just
compliments on
telling
my
you.
apple pies. Not that they're perfect. I think there's some flaws, and I want to work on that. Well, they're a little watery, and my crust is not exactly flaky. But
Yes, the water.
Not a flaky, buttery crust.
yeah, so I'm working on that. But I will say the flavor of mine is 10 out of 10, and that's because I don't put the nutmeg in.
Oh.
Listen,
You're good with
nutmeg
flavors.
is good in
It is
certain
good.
things. It's good in like a pumpkin. It's in like a pumpkin spice latte or a chai latte. Not an apple pie. In apple pie, you want cinnamon, you want sugar, you want brown sugar, maybe a hint of lemon from the apple. That's it.
No, it gives us so much depth.
No,
Does
no,
it?
no, no.
I don't
It
know.
is distracting from the cinnamon sugar is enough.
I
It's so
can't.
good.
No, it's not. I, love
think
the
I
nutmeg.
agree. I don't know what nutmeg is, but I think I agree.
If
No.
you're ever making a pie, just admit it. You don't need it. I'm telling
No,
you
it's
right
so
now.
good.
Because
Unless
I
you're
don't
into
like
that kind of
pumpkin
thing.
spice as much, but I like cinnamon sugar stuff. So I probably don't like nutmeg.
Oh, you probably don't like cloves or nutmeg. They're
Oh.
both more.
See, I like cloves.
They're probably more like acquired.
I feel like cloves go better with apples than
Yeah,
nutmeg.
cloves are less offensive to me.
Like you put
Yeah.
cloves in your apple cider.
like a chai tea.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the thing is, apple pie is just supposed to be like a mild flavor that everyone likes. People literally say, "Oh, it's 2 apple pie," meaning like universally liked.
But you know what?
Like, it's not supposed to be nutmeg.
My taste buds are like broken or like the most dull taste buds to ever grace this planet because Alex and Betsy came over and they made this meal and it was like a vegetable chicken thing and they were like, I was like, oh, why aren't you guys taking it with you? When they left and they're like, oh, we ruined it, you can just throw it out. We over seasoned it. So I went and tasted it. It was not even close to over seasoned and I ate the entire thing.
Wow.
And then I was like, there's definitely something off about these taste buds. Because
I've
Nick
heard that's a
regularly will
thing.
tell me like, oh yeah, too much.
I've heard that your taste
much
buds can be
seasoning.
like more sensitive. I don't know if that's true or not.
Mine got bad.
I haven't
recently.
experienced that from your food, but
I gotta
maybe that's
cook
a
something
recent
and then
thing.
to where I like it and then tell me if you think
Does
it's
it
too
make
much.
Okay. 'Cause
sense?
I like flavor.
Yeah, I don't know how that
mac
I
and
happens.
think I
cheese is
like
really
an
good.
excessive amount. And I definitely take it down when I cook for other people.
Okay.
I take it way down.
Oh, got it.
And then I'm like, if I think it's not too much or if I think it's not enough, then other people think it's good.
I definitely oversalt.
I feel that way a little bit actually, because with other people, I'm like I tone it down a little bit because I don't know.
Yeah, it's
But,
a curse. It's
But
I'd rather
maybe
have the
they
other
would
way.
like that amount of, it's like we never know. I do the
That's
same thing
true.
though because I'm like, well, they can always add more, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, is that your-
Anyway.
wait, did you say both or no?
Break
Yes.
down apple pie.
Yeah.
Break down apple pie.
They're somehow connected, I swear. No, I do think they are actually. Because then every night that was
Vulnerability
what I
10.
looked forward to is eating the apple pie for a couple nights in a row.
Oh, I
that's
think I
good.
thought of mine.
Okay,
I
I'll
already
go.
forgot
You
it.
too slow.
Yeah, I already forgot the first one.
Okay. My high is that I think my social anxiety is healing.
That's what I
love
need. How did you do that? How on earth did you do that?
See, I don't know. It was an accumulation of many healing things, I think, to
I
where it
cannot
just
figure this one out.
it probably will heal as you heal other things, because I think the deep like shame, fears of
Shame.
rejection, blah blah
Have you
blah.
talked about it in therapy?
Yeah.
Because I realize I've never told any therapist I have social anxiety ever.
Oh,
so maybe
yeah,
that's part
I
of the
have
problem.
talked about it, and she gave me like helpful hints that are like helpful to manage it. But I think as you like heal on a deeper level, then it just dissipates a bit because you don't
need to
have
bring
so
this
much
up.
shame and like rejection, fear, and all this stuff. At least for me, okay? I don't know. I'm not a scientist or whatever. But I'm just like, wow, I've had so many experiences the last couple of weeks where I was with random people, either that I kind of knew or didn't know at all, in social situations.
That
like,
is so hard.
in other cities, in the city of Nashville, like out and about with people I do not know, and I didn't really feel anxious. Like, I think like nervousness, whatever, but like I was just like, I can do this.
That
I
is an
started
accomplishment.
going to the grocery store instead of ordering my groceries.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know why that, like, the social anxiety always comes up at the grocery store. I, like, feel so, like, I can't be out like this. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if you had my children in the grocery store. The things that they do. Because Barrett yells at a lot of people, like, really aggressively to them. And he'll say, like, don't come near my mom. He'll yell like that because he thinks they're bad guys. And he goes, Hulk smash. And then he turns into the Hulk. And then he does all these weird things. And he yells a lot of things
Don't come near my
that
mom.
are, yeah, just, it's a lot.
I will say when I took the twins
Draws
to
a
the
lot of
store,
attention.
then they kept yelling, "Stay back!" Stay back.
That's really
Other
funny.
people.
Yeah, but I'm just like, wow, I actually, A, know how to talk to people, B, don't care that much if people like me, C, care about getting to know people, and it's not that hard to just talk and ask them questions. And I don't care if they like me or hate me that much. I just try to have a good time, and I can actually do it. And
Wow.
I'm
Love it.
That's
Love
an
it.
accomplishment.
like, I feel like this is my ISFJ destiny, actually.
Yes.
We're not supposed to be that shy, people. Just saying. As ISFJs, that's what I mean. If you're an ISFJ, you probably have a secret social part to you that's
Ooh.
been hidden, potentially. Just saying. So that was my high. Honestly, I haven't really had much of a low this week. I'm like really killing it. My low is I was like tired. I woke up in the middle of the night one time because I didn't process things enough in the day. Then I was
hate
like,
it when
oh,
that
I'll
happens.
just process it tomorrow and then I'll sleep better tomorrow.
SMH.
And then I did. And I've been waking up at 6 like every morning
Wow, love that for you.
because I want
Winning.
to, not because I'm forcing myself to. So,
Love that.
just saying,
Love
good
it.
times for me.
Okay, I actually thought of mine. It's not that much of a low, but it's just a low. My low is that I'm PMSing, so things are just more irritating. But I haven't had severe PMS like I have the last year or two in the last few weeks. That has dissipated. I don't have severe PMS symptoms anymore.
Wow.
So that, since doing, I don't know what it's from, whether it's all the minerals I've been taking, because that's when it first started alleviating, plus all the therapy, because that was later. I don't know. But my severe PMS symptoms went way down.
Wait, you know what? That's my actual low is I'm just in that irritation week where I keep getting really irritated at people when it's not that dramatic. And I'm like, okay.
Wait, what day or when?
I'm like the week before my period.
Coming Sunday or Monday?
I don't know.
Laura and I
which
were
day
synced
forgot.
up, and then we got way off, and then I just had it 21 days until I ovulated because I was really stressed, so I kept skipping
wow.
it, and then I caught up to you
Wow.
because you got ahead of me. Wow.
Still
Yeah,
haven't.
anyway.
So
Now we're
haven't seen her in a while.
resynced for like a month.
Wow, that's
I know. Well, yeah. Because it's been before I was even pregnant. So
Anyway.
it's been like almost 18 months since I had one.
wow.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Well, it's your body saying I'm not ready for 4
18
kids yet.
months.
Yeah, because 9 months pregnancy.
How old is he?
And he's almost 8 months. So it's almost 18. It'll be, I guess it's 18 when he
17?
hits 9 months.
Oh,
So it's been like
my
17 months.
Gosh,
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
crazy.
weird.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not looking forward to when that
Oh,
comes
you're
back.
coming soon.
Probably be soon.
Coming soon.
Probably in like a month.
Theater near you.
Okay, how do I put this into words? My high is anticipation of the
For
holidays.
precipitation stuff.
Of the
Just
best
rain.
holidays
Yes.
ever because of my
We'll be
children's.
pregnant.
Yes.
Well, yes. Number one,
Is
because
this
I'm
your first one not being pregnant or like in the depths for a
last
while,
year.
right?
Last year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you weren't postpartum.
I
then,
won't be
were you?
postpartum or pregnant. Well, I think I won't pregnant. You never know these days, but I'm
Okay,
pretty
but
sure I
you
won't
can't
be
that
pregnant.
pregnant at that time.
No, Oh, it's November. Yes.
You could.
you're right.
You would only be like.
Clear.
Yes,
You'd
you're
only
right.
be a few weeks.
Yes, I don't get sick until 6 weeks. So if I got pregnant, I wouldn't get for 2 weeks from now. Then I would get through the holidays with no morning sickness. Boom. So guaranteed no morning sickness. I'm not pregnant. Guaranteed not pregnant or postpartum for the holidays. Which the last, and that sounds dramatic, but for 4 years in a row, that sounds so dramatic. But if you've been through it, you know, if you haven't experienced it like I have, you don't get what I'm saying. But it was just like horrible holiday season. And as a mom, you have a lot to do in you don't just kick back, whatever. You have a lot of stuff to do when you're doing that.
Load.
When you're doing that, and you also are in a really rough postpartum period or a very sick first trimester of pregnancy, one of those two things, it ruins the holidays. And it's like, and then the next holiday, you feel like traumatized from the one before. And then the next one,
It's just compounding.
and then the next one you feel it again. And then on the fourth one you go, oh my gosh, I hate the holidays, which I've never said in my entire life. I've never said. And then so the fourth year in a row, then I was like, I hate the holidays. This is the worst time of the year, which I've never said. This is horrible. This is such a horrible time. It's so stressful. Then last year I had a great holiday for the first time. I was so hesitant. I was like, and now this year I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to have the best holiday season ever because Barrett is 4 and he understands so much more than last year when he was 3. So much more. Last year,
I'm so excited. Put me
he
in.
kind of
Coach.
got
I
it.
wanna hang.
This year, he's so excited. He asks about every holiday, every day, like, is it Halloween? Is it Halloween? And Halloween's over. Is it Thanksgiving? Is it Thanksgiving? Is it Christmas? He asks about it
Wait,
all
you
the
guys
time.
were all. You had the stomach flu last Thanksgiving.
And last year, we had the stomach flu.
That was so sad.
Which we
I
better not.
cried about that. I was like, I feel so sad that.
And then you guys brought me and stayed outside.
Yes.
You brought me Thanksgiving food, and I ate it. I ate the entire plate. So I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna throw up, I want to eat this.
Yes.
And then I didn't throw up.
Love it.
Because I was like, you know what? I can't just not eat Thanksgiving food. If I'm gonna throw up anyway, I might as well eat.
Honestly, yeah.
I can't
You
just.
could eat like part of it.
Well, I'm like, okay, don't experience Thanksgiving and just throw up, or experience Thanksgiving and throw up.
Okay.
And
I
I
get
said,
it.
that's a better idea.
I get
But
it.
then I was healed and I didn't throw up. So,
Yeah, because it's like if you didn't, you would have thrown up.
Miracle.
So it's like
So I was like, I took a
Would've
chance
missed it.
and it paid off.
I love it.
Anyway, that's
Take risks,
beside
guys.
the point.
take.
Anyway, that's my high. Is I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the holidays. It's gonna be the best ever, especially because Barrett is the age of 4 and he is so. I love 4-year-olds. I really just particularly.
4
actually
seems
like
like
when
such
he
a
goes,
great time.
Hulk smash.
I just actually, it's just easier than 3. It's really the reason why I love it. But I love 4-year-olds, so I'm really excited.
Oh, Trinity's coming to the 3s in what, 6 months?
I think about that all the time. Not 6 months. No.
Oh no, we have
She
like
just
She just
turned
turned
2.
Guys, I don't know where we are in the year. I don't know what's going on.
November?
Yeah, the weather's really throwing us off. Okay, who's next?
Oh,
Sorry, we're
I
dragging
don't
on.
have
Let's go.
much
Let's
to
pick
say
it up.
because I've been sick and like that's kind of
Let's
been my
see.
life
Your
recently.
high.
Best movie you watched?
My high is that I went wedding dress shopping with my friend before I got sick. And that was fun. That was really fun. She got a great dress. I love it.
Girl.
And my low is just my lungs not having that much fun. That's really all I got to say. And I do apologize for all the hacking that goes on during this podcast today.
Okay. Oh, and really quick, where's Lisa? Lisa's supporting her husband through his cancer treatments, which, by the way, got a positive update on. I said that in last week's episode. He got a positive update, a good scan the other week. Very exciting news. So please continue to pray for their family. They really, really appreciate it, and they need it. Thank you so much. And then I want to say, if you want every full episode, you got to join our Patreon. It's $5 a month. You get every full episode instead of having to watch just every other basically part of it. You get all the full ones, you get all the past ones, you get all of our past series. Motivation Mondays, we start your week off right every Monday with Motivation Monday, all the past Q&As on Monday, blah blah blah. And we just started posting unreleased demos on our Patreon. We just did a song called Brand New. Lauren made this demo. Well, I made the original demo and then Lauren made a new demo, and it is about someone really close to you changing a lot to where you like don't even recognize them anymore, and you're like, why are you a completely different person? This is like from LA, one of our LA songs we wrote just by ourselves in the office in there. So check that out. You get unreleased songs on Patreon now, which I'm so excited. We have a lot of unreleased demos that we could definitely put up there. So that was we put that up because one of you patrons requested it. So if you have requests from other unreleased demos, probably only the ones we actually own.
Yeah.
I don't think we can post the ones we don't own. Sorry. So no Chasing Air. No Girl Against the
That's a
World.
blow.
Sorry about that. All right. So let's get into it. Things we wish we knew before having kids. And like I said, we're not saying, I wish I knew how precious my child would be. We're not doing that. I wish I knew the moment I looked into my newborn's baby's eyes. Nope. Not doing that. You already know that. Okay, I will say, this is one of my biggest soapboxes in my life.
Okay.
Moms are in, I don't know if you would say one of two camps. You let me know if you think there's a third camp, possibly. It's probably a third camp. Okay, here's the two camps I can think of. Let me know this third. One camp is moms who are like, motherhood is so great. And they just want to be very positive the whole time, which, is good to be positive, whatever. But they only want to be positive. And then there's ones who are like, I have seen things. It's me. They're like, I have been through traumatic experiences and I would like to speak about them and not be shamed. And I need to express myself. And I would like to talk about things that were really difficult in motherhood because I feel like we need to talk about these things. And it doesn't mean that I hate being a mother. It doesn't mean that I don't like my children. It doesn't mean I don't like my children because I love them. But I also need to express the difficult things.
Yeah.
There's those people. And then is there a third one? Somewhere in the middle?
I hesitate to say it because I don't want to sound judgy because moms already get so much judgment. And I'm like, I just don't want to judge anyone because I think we're all doing the best we can. But I do think there are some, maybe it's more internet personas because I don't want to say this about anyone personally that I know because I don't think that. But I feel like internet persona wise, there are some people that are they come across very negative, just very negative. Like all they talk about is like the bad, hard, depressing stuff. Oh, this happened again. Oh my gosh.
Like they dwell
It's like they're
on it
like
too much?
it's like they're the victim of motherhood. And I'm like, you do know you chose this, right? Like, which again, I'm not saying that you should.
But we didn't always know what we were choosing.
Right, but I definitely
trying to
share
do
about
here.
the hard parts of motherhood, and I think it's great, and I feel like you're not alone. But that's not, if you only share about the hard stuff, that's not really true to the experience because there's so many good
it's
parts
not just
too.
hard things.
And you're not a victim.
That's what I'm trying to say here. If you only share about the good things, that's not a full picture of motherhood. Doesn't mean you have to share about things, but I'm just saying it's not a full picture. If you only share about the negative things, that's also not the full picture. The full picture is just like life. Bitter, sweet. It's all the things together.
I feel like I've just for myself, I've noticed that if I watch too much of that content and I start feeling like a victim of my children.
Yeah.
And I have to remember, first of all, they didn't choose to be here. I was the one that made that choice to become like a mom, And also, they're literally, my kids are 3 and 0. So they are very young and they're not trying to ruin my life, like having tantrums, like making a giant mess. It's not like they have this bad intention. So I
feel like they're probably like, oh, I don't want to ruin Catherine's day.
Yeah, it's like, no, they're so sweet and they like love me so much.
Like,
and they're
back off.
Yeah, they're definitely sassy, but they're like angels.
They are really angels.
So I don't know. I think it's the both and it's really good to share the hard experiences. You're not alone. Motherhood is really hard and it really pushes you to the end of yourself, but it's also so beautiful and purposeful and meaningful. And you can't
put it into words. It's
you
like
can't
hard
put it into words.
You have to experience it. It's hard to put into words and understand until you experience it. So I would say in conclusion of that, there's a difference between just saying all the negative things and then also the difference between that and
like
saying
someone's a bad mom for saying it's hard.
Or you could be saying, I like following people who they share difficult things and they share how they got through them.
Yeah.
And how they've grown from them and blah, blah. That's helpful to me.
Yeah.
Not just someone who just kind of wallows in it and is just like, here's the negative stuff, sucks for me. And then not someone who's just like, motherhood is so easy.
Well,
I know everyone's complaining.
I feel like there are certain
that
moms that act like it's easy for me.
Yes, that's
Okay.
I cannot.
I would say one thing I've seen is on videos like that where I like see through your guys' lens. I'm like, oh, you guys would hate this. But I see people commenting like, oh, I'm pregnant and I've been so scared. Like people that tend super anxious and negative and like, this makes me feel better that like someone's had a good experience. And I think that's valuable.
I see that all the time, but there is a problem with that for me. And that is that I was scared of things before and I saw stuff like that, the positive stuff. And for me and my own personal experience, it screwed me over because it gave me a really unrealistic expectation.
Yeah,
it
but
made
some
me think,
people are so negative though that they need to hear just one positive thing.
Yeah, so I can see on the one hand it's good. This is this is the big debate. On the one hand it's good, but for me, I took in way too many overly positive people, and then I felt like a complete
failure
because this girl's like, we stick to a schedule. I put my daughter down for her naps every 3 hours, whatever, and my son literally would not let me put him down for one singular nap for the first several months of his entire life. That was a mom who has held her baby for every nap and all night. That's a very different experience than a mom who puts their baby down. That's very different. Not the same experience.
Yeah.
They're not having the same thing. So let's start with my first one. That's my first one. I wish I knew the spectrum of experiences that could occur. This is my biggest rant that I would like to give a million times. I wish I knew the spectrum of experiences that can occur within pregnancy, postpartum, and motherhood in general. I wish I knew that pregnancy. Some women say, I feel better pregnant than not pregnant. And they legitimately feel better. They have more energy. They have health issues that are dormant while pregnant, that go into remission while pregnant.
Whoa, that's crazy.
They feel better pregnant than not pregnant. On the other hand, someone we know, actually I can think of a couple people, but one particular person, this is the farthest end of the spectrum, very rare, almost die in pregnancy because they have such a horrifyingly bad pregnancy. That's very rare, very rare. Yeah. And then some people just have a really rough pregnancy. Some people have a pretty rough one. Some people have a really good one. Some people have a middle of the road one. So that's a huge spectrum. So when people say like, I love pregnancy, it's not that bad, don't be scared.
Yeah, it's like you can't really speak for
you have no idea. The mom I talked to that mom that I'm talking about who had a really rough one. I asked her like, I was like, when you see stuff like that, and she was like, it enrages me. Like she's just sitting there like fighting for her life, and someone's like, oh, it's not that bad, whatever. It's like,
and it makes people feel like so isolated and ashamed. They're like, what am I doing wrong that my body is reacting this way? You're not doing anything wrong.
And women, but you don't realize women just suck it up, and they are throwing up like they could be throwing up 10 times a day, and they just suck it up and go continue doing their life. That wasn't me. I didn't throw up 10 times a day, but
that is so
and then just like continue living life, and you don't realize what they're going through. But some of them, like Lisa, I think had a really good pregnancy, and she's like not really sick at all, felt great. She had a really good one. So there's the spectrum there. Then the spectrum of postpartum. Once again, let me explain to you. The best case scenario is you have a baby who sleeps with a chill temperament, and you put this baby down for every nap during the day, and at night they sleep within the first several weeks, they start sleeping 6-7 hours a night.
Oh my God.
Those exist. You can take them. This is how you know you have a easy baby. You can take your kid somewhere in their car seat, and they'll just lay in their car seat. You can put them in a bouncer, and they'll lay in the bouncer. You can put them in a swing, and they'll swing. You can put them in a stroller, and they'll let you push them. They'll just let you. You can put them in the car and go on a car ride. They won't scream until they stop breathing. That's how you know. Easy. That's the easiest part. I went into motherhood thinking that is how all babies were. Tell me why when I have 9 younger siblings, I thought that. Actually, I'll tell you why. Because my mom has categorized us into easy or difficult babies. And the ones that I witnessed growing up were almost all easy ones. So that's why I thought that.
Wait, was I easy or difficult?
You were easy.
Yeah.
There was only 3 difficult ones. Me, my brother Michael, the first 2, and then our little brother Nick.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
So
funny. Wow.
On the one hand, if you have that experience, what I just described, that's probably what you think of a newborn baby. You probably think.
You do think that.
What I just described. That is not every mother's experience. On the other side of postpartum, which I didn't know, you could have crippling postpartum depression, anxiety, or the worst part, I would say, like postpartum psychosis, crippling, crushing mental health issues, plus a baby with horrible, well, let's also put aside the fact that there's premature living in
Health
the NICU,
issues.
medical health issues, all that. That's a whole, I don't have any experience with that, so I can't say anything about that. That's a whole other situation. So first of all, if you just have a healthy baby, if on that spectrum, on the farthest side of things, crippling mental health issues, and then also a baby who, this is my experience, does not let you put them down at all. You cannot put your baby down for more than maybe 10 minutes, maybe. That is not the same experience. So I had no idea that that was the range. And then you as the mom who like doesn't sleep and doesn't get any time to themselves and is holding their baby 24/7 and can't go on a walk because their baby absolutely hates the stroller, can't go on a drive, their baby hates the car, blah, 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 can't put them in a bouncer, they hate the bouncer, all that. That's a very different experience from the other mom that I said on the other side. Very different experience. So that's totally different. Then childhood, your toddler, your child, whatever, temperament of your child. So there are kids who have a more chill temperament and they're not as, I feel like every toddler is persistent. There are some who are less persistent than others. Some that get less intensely angry than others. And then some who are, there's just a lot of different things. There's a lot of different variables here too, like how difficult it will be raising your specific child. And like one of them, they like to call it spirited children or strong-willed children. It describes myself as a child, which my mom said was very difficult as a young child. And my son would be that. And they push you farther. They push you harder. They're just, there's just more, right? It's a strong leader. So it's a good.
It's
good.
strong
It's
boy.
good qualities, I will say.
It's a boss baby.
It's great qualities, but they're challenging qualities. And if you're someone with like a really chill child who's just like, who will sit there and look at a book. There are 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds who will look at a book. Okay? That's not all kids. Some of them do that and some of them don't do that. So that's something, seems like I should realize that. I didn't realize that some of them will not do that and some of them will do that. And then some of them like danger a lot and they like to like sprint out to oncoming traffic, and others don't. They just go like, and they don't like danger that much. There's a lot of variables. So that is something that I wish I knew, that if you're on one end of the spectrum and you feel like a failure looking at a mom on the other end, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you have a different set of circumstances and it's okay. So that's why I have so much rage of the moms who are like, oh, it's easy, don't be scared. I'm like,
Well, and the thing that's hard is a lot of times I've found those moms that have an easier time love to
give advice.
Yes.
Like, why don't you give your baby a bath?
Well,
Then they'll sleep.
Yeah, they say things that make you feel like, oh, didn't you do this like super easy, very obvious solution to your problem? Like, that worked for me. Like,
Not
you
just
tried that.
definitely
And
tried.
you're like, you don't think I tried. You don't think I tried that first and then tried 10 other things and none of them worked the same way. Like, some people just act like their universal solution is like the cure-all, but it's not.
Yeah,
So-
it needs the humility.
I think, okay, that actually leads very well into my first point. As I was reflecting on this, I laughed at myself many times over because my first point is, this is me to myself. You are cocky. You are cocky.
My God.
Me before I became a mom. I babysat all the time. I had 8 younger siblings. I love children. I loved babysitting. I thought motherhood would be easy. I'm laughing at myself so much. It's not easy. It's really hard. And all the things that I had these very strong opinions about, I would never do that for my child. I will only do this. I will never do, like, I had so many judgmental, strong opinions about how you should raise a child. I can't tell you how many times I have ate my words
Like, whatever.
over and over again. I'm like, I hear my own voice and I just cringe. I'm like, what? Why did I care that much? Or I guess I cared, but like, why did I think that was the only way to do things? And if I just do this, my child will be this way. It's like, Actually, no. Your children are so unpredictable. You can't just like control their behavior by doing everything a certain way. Even if you do it, it's not always going to work.
Well, and you got thrown into 2 at once.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's crazy. I remember trying to babysit when they were children, and I was like, when they were like babies, I was like,
yeah.
I have 1 set of arms. What do I do here?
And they're just the 2 boy dynamic that are the same age. There was no time for them to establish hierarchy. I saw this on this psychologist thing, and I was like, that makes so much sense. 2 boys in the same age apparently have like the highest amount of conflict between siblings. They're constantly like battling each other and trying to like they don't know who's the leader, so they're constantly fighting over who it is.
Interesting.
And even though I think it kind of is
but
Dom,
they did establish that.
They did, but
they're still the same
But Leo's not
size.
happy about that, and
They're still the same size.
He's starting
and
to
same-
fight back.
Aren't the ones that are
That makes
not the
sense.
dominant one ever happy about that, though?
Yeah.
I think
I
they'll still
wouldn't
try
know.
to fight back, but
Yeah,
at least
yeah,
they
yeah.
kind of know who's in charge, and they will succumb. Which Leo did at first, but I don't know. It's just
Good for
interesting.
Leo finding his voice.
Interesting dynamic. But that being said, like, I think I've been humbled by motherhood.
You know what I
Motherhood. Someone's
I think is a big reason for why you think all these things before you have kids, because that
would never happen to
when
me.
when you don't have kids, you're not in a state of like, I just got to get through today. You're thinking about yourself having kids, but you're thinking about yourself right now, where you have
Yeah.
free time, you have time to rest, you could just take a bath, you could just go on a walk, you could just journal whatever you want. You're thinking of your life right now, and you're thinking, when I have kids, me right now. What you really need to picture is picture yourself sick.
sleep deprived.
And then say, okay, what would I do in that situation? That will give you an example of more like an accurate of like, would this be doable or not?
Well, yeah, I think about that all the time. Like the other day, I was with the boys for like 9 hours, just watching them by myself. My husband was working, and I was like, I think about this all the time. Like when I was babysitting, I was like, oh, I have so much going on that week. Like I shouldn't do a babysitting job that night, or like that day, or like, oh, I'm really sick. Like I shouldn't be taking care of kids. And it's like, you just can't choose when you get to take care of your kids. You always have to take care of them. You can't, even if you're really tired, even if you're sick, even if you're like falling asleep, you just have to keep showing up.
Even if you're having a mental breakdown.
Yes, you just have to shove it
Don't
aside
take care of
and
yourself.
keep
And you
going.
still have to be like loving and nice while you're
And
having like a
regulate
midlife
yourself.
crisis.
Yeah, it really does push you to the edge of yourself. But it can be a really good thing. It can help you grow.
It is okay to say a positive thing. I actually don't know if people say this as much. Maybe they do. Not knowing like how much personal growth would take place from all these challenges, but it grew me like nothing else ever did, and revealed so many shortcomings, so many flaws, so many things to work on. It really, and so much in my marriage, so much in myself, like, because it pushes you to like your limits, which is challenging, but I mean, very rewarding when you get through it. As my therapist says, when you go on the hero's journey, you can't just be the victim in your own. Well, you can't.
No, yeah.
I'm saying you have the choice to like take the hero's journey or like be the victim in your life. And not everyone wants to take the hero's journey because then it's very challenging. It can be a lot easier just to be like, well, I'm just going to be the victim. The end. I don't want to just push myself through this. But when you do that, it is the most growth. It is really crazy. So that's something that I wrote is how much it will reveal your flaws and shortcomings and unhealed things, and also how much it like your anger will like come up, and you'll realize like how much your anger affects motherhood. Mm-hmm. You realize how much of it is about you keeping your cool. I would say being a toddler mom, the biggest thing you do all day is try to keep your cool all day long while someone is like pushing your buttons, which is kind of funny sometimes and absolutely not funny sometimes. And they're just pushing your buttons all day, and you're just like, you got to keep your cool, because as soon as you get more like mad, then it like escalates them, and then you escalate, and then they, and then it just keeps going. So I didn't know how much would be me trying to calm myself down and keep my cool from this little tyrant. Well, 2 little tyrants.
Yeah. And they literally say within the same breath, like, I don't want apple juice. I want apple juice. And you're like all day long, you're like, wait, which one is it? I have to figure it out.
I know. With Barrett, it was actually really straightforward. Tristan, so she's 2. She has to say no to most things, and then I just go, she's like, I want chocolate milk. And then she's like, no, I don't want it. So I just go, okay, I'm just going to put it on the counter. I do this every single day. I'll just put it on the counter. And then she comes back 1 minute later and gets
You
it
kind of
every
feel
time.
like you're being gaslit because you're like, I know you wanted this. You just asked for it.
Yeah, I'm like,
I know it.
Barrett wants cheese. You want cheese? No. Okay, well, I'm just going to get you a piece and just set it on the counter.
And then they eat it. And
And
you're
it's
like,
so funny because Barrett is 2 years older than her. And we like, it's just so like a stereotypical girl thing that's kind of funny. He'll be like, oh, we got to watch out for Tristan's mood. Like she's a teenage girl. And he's like, we go in the morning, he goes, Mom, she might be in a bad mood. And then we go and he's like, she's in a bad mood today. And he's like, Tristan, do you want to come downstairs? And she's like, and she goes like, I'm not getting up. And she just sits there like that, like a little teenager. And he just learns like, okay. I'm like, Barrett, you just, when she's in this bad mood, he goes like, Tristan. Like, I'm like, don't yell in her face. Just be like, come on, Tris. And he like learns how to be gentle
Don't
with
poke
a
the
girl's
bear.
bad mood, which I think is so
that's
funny.
hilarious. Oh my god.
And he like tries because he wants her to come play with him. So he like tries to get her to come play with him and like try to coax her, which I think is really funny.
so funny.
That's cute.
Do you have
I
another
love
one
it.
written?
Oh yeah. Okay. Your body is about to change a lot. Nothing will really prepare you for that. And your eating disorder voice will become very loud, telling you to try to change back as if that was even possible. You can never go back to how you were, even if you tried. You're a mother and you are forever changed. Eventually, you will start to see that as a good thing. But it will take some deep body grief before you get to that place. Yeah, that's definitely been, like, I think one of the biggest changes this morning. I was actually in the bathroom, and then my son like pointed at my stomach, and he's like, "Ew, what's that?" Like my belly, because it has like these like wrinkles on it, like from where the skin stretched.
You're like, what's that? It burst you.
And he was like, "It's old."
Barrett says, you got a baby in there?
Yeah, and it's like, I honestly wasn't even offended, because I told him, I said like, I
You're
said,
like, "This is
I said,
stomach."
it's not, I said, no, it's not gross. It's not old. I said, this is where the baby was. Like, you were there and your brothers were there. And I was like, it stretched out so that you could be in there. And I don't think he understood that. But in my own mind, I was like, I think I used to think that was like gross or bad too. Because, and honestly, he's a 3-year-old. He's unfiltered. Like, maybe that's just human nature when you see skin that's been stretched out and it's like hanging kind of like, you just think like, oh, it's not supposed to be that way. I don't know. But I don't think it's bad. I just have this thought recently that I'm really trying to hold on to. That's like, I think I look very different than I used to. I look like someone that has 3 kids. And I don't know why that's bad. I don't know why that's something I would have to apologize for or try to hide or change or shift. Like, I have 3 kids and I look different, and I don't know. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's really bad that there's so much shame out there that like you should look like you didn't. You need to hide. Like, I love the Birds Papaya on Instagram. She has like this picture of like a pregnant stomach and then a stomach afterwards that's kind of like the skin's hanging and kind of like looser and stuff. And she's like, makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Your body's stretched and it makes sense that it would look different, and it's okay. Some people maybe don't look that different, and that's fine too. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like
There's a range once again.
everyone's just so different.
Big
and
range.
Well, and people
Yeah.
don't know how much your body literally does during pregnancy. Like, your organs
It's
gosh.
crazy.
shift around.
Oh my gosh.
And you like do all this crazy like stuff.
But you feel like a miracle. You're like, I'm a walking miracle. It's pretty
Love
cool.
it. And
Yeah.
then they want you to pretend like it never happened. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like, that's something I've done a lot of work on in eating disorder recovery. That's like this idea of like making friends with your own hunger and being okay with that. And I think as women, in so many ways, we're taught to try to suppress hunger and ignore it or act like it's bad or it's bad to eat. You need to like make yourself smaller, eat less, suppress your appetite, go back to how you were, make your body smaller. Your body is big. That's bad. You need to go be smaller again, fit into your old clothes, all those things. It's like, I just think that's so wrong. And as a mom, it's like your body tells the story of where you've been, and in so many ways. And you don't have to be ashamed of that. And you don't have to look in the mirror and be like, oh, let me just look at my cellulite or this thing and compare it to how it should look. No, there is no should. Your body has been through your journey. It's unique. It's you. And you don't have to feel bad and keep trying to like fix it or change it. I think I'm very recently, it's so sad when I think about my first pregnancy versus my second. Like, that was actually how I was diagnosed with an eating disorder. Because, like, 2 or 3 months after I had the twins, I, like, was, like, so desperate to just, like, try to, like, change back to how I was before. And I, like, signed up for, like, bar classes, which was, like, such a bad idea. And just being in, like, this 360 mirror, I just remember, like, looking at my body and being like, I can't believe I look like that now. Like, I hadn't really looked at myself after I had the twins because I was just so focused on, like, caring for them. And it was really hard to just be like, oh my gosh, I look so different. Like, they're out of me. So what, like, excuse do I have, you know? And it took me a really long time to, like, be okay with that. And just be like, one of my eating disorder, like, dietitians I worked with said, like, to me recently, like, you know, your body changed a lot, like, with pregnancy and then breastfeeding. You gain weight, you lose weight, you go up and down. What if it just stayed how it was? What if it didn't, like, change or go back at all? Like, you know, what if you're not going to lose any weight? What if you're not going to change? And, like, would you be okay with that? Just, like, staying in the body that you are now. And I think that's, like, a huge thing about postpartum is, like, don't you think you're already, like, doing enough? Like, don't you think that you're already, I don't know how to say that, but, like, you're literally caring for this baby. You're exhausted. Do you need to, like, ration your food or, like, drink a ton of coffee to suppress your appetite or, like, do all these things? Like, there's so much, or, like, exercise all the time even though you're exhausted. Like, just give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. You don't just go to the bar class. Like, just give yourself a break. You don't even enjoy it.
Bar is not fun.
No, it's horrible. No, I'm sorry if you love it. I hated it. I would cry after every class. That should have been like a sign.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, that was a rant. But, like, you don't have to.
No, but it's real.
Yeah, and I think that it goes for so many things other than parenthood, of just, like, your body. It's not like a problem that you look different because you experience something. It's okay.
Yeah.
I really like the Birds Papaya. I think she's one of the best accounts I've seen about that, because she posts a lot of postpartum stuff. And I think she has really good posts about that are pretty inspirational, because a lot of people don't really do that. There's another girl, I don't know what her page is though. She's really good, but she's pregnant right now, so she'll probably have really good content after she gives birth. But I can't remember what her name is. That kind of goes into my last one I'll say, which was something about, I feel like every mom says this, that they wish they had learned more about postpartum before they got pregnant. That's one of the things I wish I really had more of a clue of, like, really dove into people. Once again, people sharing. I wish I had watched someone who shared how difficult postpartum was and what they did to get through it. That's the biggest thing I'm trying to say here, is we need to share the hard things and how we got through them, because that was the number one thing I was hungering for like the first couple years of motherhood, is like, how do I do this? I just kept thinking that. How do I do this? What do I do with this child? And I had to specifically seek out an online group for specifically fussy, high needs, spirited babies. And that group saved me, because we had such like companionship about what we were dealing with, and people would write stories about, like, their cousin's baby or their sister's baby or someone who was so different from theirs, and how and everyone would comment like, oh my gosh, yeah, I get that too. Like, everyone would relate to, like, seeing someone talking about their very, like, easy baby and how difficult yours was. And it's hard to find a group like that, or people who relate to you like that, without thinking like you're just not grateful for being a mom, or you're just complaining and you're just not allowed to do it. Okay, women have been through a lot. Can we give them this one thing, that while we're going through a difficult time in motherhood, we don't also need to shame them and tell them that they can't express themselves because they're complaining? Like, I had a miscarriage my first pregnancy. I really appreciated that I was pregnant, that I was carrying my child, and I gave birth to a healthy child. I really, really appreciated that. But at the same time, it was traumatic. My birth experience was traumatic. Postpartum was traumatic. It was difficult for me. And I think it's really difficult when you're going through something hard and then people are also telling you to shut up. I don't think we need to do that. But I can still even hear, as we're talking about this, like, I can still hear in the back of my head people being like, oh, complaining, blah, 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 blah. But the reason why I express this stuff is for the mom who is watching, who's going through the hard time. I don't give a rip for anyone who's like, oh, that's annoying, the complaint. I don't care about that. I care about the mom who is like sitting there hanging on by a thread right now. She's hanging on by a thread, and seeing someone else share their difficulties, that it is so validating, and it makes you feel like there's not something wrong with you. You're not just a failure. You're not just so horrible as a mom. This is just normal. Like, motherhood is just a challenge in different ways for different people at different ages, different stages. It just has a lot of challenges. And there's a lot of great things. But like we said, you hear about, we're saying what I wish I knew before. I think you hear about most of the great things, but you don't hear as much about the challenges. So that's, for me, I wish I knew a lot more about postpartum.
Thanks for listening to the Cimorelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.